So I'm going to cover this book, Living in Flow by Sky Nelson Isaacs. It purports to be a science of synchronicity. It's by a pretty small publisher. It does have it's sort of a tenuous link between the concept of synchronicity and ideas from quantum mechanics. Anyways, it's a basic overview. It's something you'd find in any sort of new age book. It talks about, I won't even go on the book's contents. But basically, we have timelines that are branching out from this point, and the decisions we make will put us on some branches and take us off the others. And maybe it's some multiverse theory where other versions of ourselves are on the other branches, and even if you think about certain decisions you make, or certain decisions that were made for you, it's often something very minor which tips the scale from one thing to the other. So, in sort of multiverse theories, the idea is that those other versions of you exist. Of course, in other universes where things went differently. It gets into the idea of observation in quantum mechanics, and this is where the theories tend to diverge. You have the sort of classic Copenhagen view, which is that the probabilities collapse and you have actual events, or the multiverse theories where there is no collapse of the wave function. The probabilities just exist in parallel universes. I'm not overly familiar with all this, so forgive my skimming over that. Anyways, certain things we can do to allow synchronicities to happen, and one is just having a positive intention. If you want positive synchronicities to happen, having a positive intention will make it more likely to happen. And I could come at this from sort of a woo spiritual level, or just like a very plain scientific materialist level. At some level, your inner intention will be reflected in the outer world. That's through whatever psychological processes. For example, your reticular activation system, your selective focus. You receive so many bits of information at every second, but you only become conscious of a very small proportion of what's actually happening out there. And so, your selective focus can really curate the reality that you're experiencing in that sense. And we haven't left the frame of scientific materialism yet. If I was to go more into New Age, I would talk about how people are in a certain vibration, and they attract things which resonate with that. Which, I don't know, you could just say that that's like a metaphor. You know, we picture different elementary particles as being rotational coordinates of some hypersphere, but can't imagine things having a vibration. And I think in some field, there is literal oscillations that correspond to even like thoughts and feelings. I think even in electromagnetism, I think even that could be a carrier of that vibration. You know that by imaging people, they do emit biophotons. This is a real phenomenon. This is how cells communicate. And yeah, some of these leak out. So, yeah, maybe auras are real. They are. They've been photographed. And yeah, it's not bullshit. Anyways, yeah, as for... But there's also the question of whether, like, a bad thought is different in some quantifiable sense from a good thought. And then, more difficult, but definitely, like, thoughts are physical phenomenon. It's not Cartesian dualism where we have res cogitans and res, is it externa, I think the Latin term? I'm not sure. Anyways. Yes, our thoughts do have some effect on reality, if only through a scientific materialist mechanism. Thank you.